Hi there. I'd like to say that the previous breakdown encouraged me to return, but it struggled to get anywhere near the number of likes of the Ghost Army breakdown. So, if you want to see this series continue further, you're going to need to hit 2,000 likes. No pressure, fellas and ladies. In this video, we're breaking down the Invisibility spell. Let's see what the creators have to tell us about this spell. The Invisibility spell enables you to turn some of your followers invisible for a period of time. If you fire it at a point on the ground, any followers within a short distance will be turned invisible. The shaman is immune to the spell and cannot use it on herself. Alright, I'm going to try and top that. Invisibility is a spell that, when cast on members of your own tribe, will make up to 6 followers invisible for a short period of time. The followers will be transparent to the player but won't be visible at all to the other tribes, functioning in a similar manner to the Ghost Army. Invisible followers can more easily infiltrate enemy settlements and will gain an advantage in fights by catching their opponents off guard. The invisible cloak will break once they enter combat, and any invisible follower that isn't a preacher can still be caught and turned by enemy preachers. This is because preachers are constantly spouting their rhetoric just like their real-life counterparts do. Let's take a look at a few of the practical uses for invisibility and how it can help your tribe achieve victory. The most popular use of invisibility is to allow your trained followers to sneak into the heart of an opponent's settlement and cause a lot of damage in a small amount of time. Warriors can destroy important huts and preachers can convert followers en masse before the enemy shaman has a chance to react. Towers filled with fire warriors are the centerpiece of a strong defense. Invisible warriors that are well organized can pull those fire warriors out of towers and kill them in an instant, presenting your shaman with an opportunity to more easily penetrate the settlement. Is the enemy shaman being particularly bothersome, or are you looking for easy passage through her base? Invisible warriors can attempt to assassinate the shaman with a sneak attack, or invisible fire warriors can guarantee her death by blasting her to the moon without giving her a chance to react. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Martin Luther King had obviously never come up against invisible spies when he spoke of hope. Spies can only be stopped by other spies or an attentive player. However, when spies are invisible, they can only be stopped by a really attentive player. Within a moment, an entire settlement can be up in flames as tens of spies simultaneously ignite huts before they encounter any resistance. Whilst preachers can still convert other invisible followers, invisible preachers obviously cannot be turned, therefore nothing can break their invisibility besides the powers of the shaman. This can be used to your advantage when you want to worship an important stone head. Invisibility synergizes very well with Magical Shield, granting your followers the element of surprise combined with the resistance to fire warriors and spellcasts. A shaman can surround herself with such followers, offering protection from certain spells, giving her the edge in shaman duel. In the interest of creating more spell breakdowns, I have sidelined the research section of the breakdown. I'm still going to give you the information, you just won't be witnessing the ramblings of a madman beforehand. With that said, step into the ring, because I'm going to hit you with some facts.
You cannot cast invisibility on yourself.
Angel of Deaths cannot see invisible followers, and will be none the wiser. Vehicles can be operated by invisible followers, and they look amazing. Invisible Braves can chop trees and build huts. Invisible followers still leave footprints behind. Whilst invisible followers are affected by swarm and other spells, it will not uncloak them. You can see enemy invisible followers on the minimap, unless you're playing on the far superior Multiverse launcher. An invisible preacher will break invisibility to start preaching enemy invisible followers. This is because they are always talking, so shouldn't invisibility break all the time anyway? Whatever. Casting invisibility on units in the middle of an action will make them invisible again for the duration of that action. Training invisible followers will make them visible. Hypnotize has no effect on invisible followers, for some reason. And the spell will affect up to 6 followers in a 3x3 grid. That's 9 tiles in total. Hello, Wiki, my old friend. Mana cost is first as always, and if you didn't already know, we're working our way from lowest costing spells to highest costing spells, so progression should be quite steady when it comes to mana cost. Blast and Convert were 100, 120 for Ghost Army, and Swarm was 400 points of mana. As expected, Invisibility costs 50,000 points of mana. Thanks as always, Wiki, for your wealth of knowledge. In reality, 50,000 is the correct cost, as well as the Swarm's cost being 40,000, Ghost Army being 12,000, and so on. However, unless you're someone who actively modifies the game or creates additional content, it's simpler to learn the true values divided by 100. It's less convoluted when discussing the cost of spells, and the majority of players have already burned these spell costs into their skulls. To ensure continuity and make it easier for everyone, let's just remove these last two zeros. Invisibility costs 500 points of mana to charge. That's equal to 5 charges of Blast. Math time! To the Mana Den. Kreuzer ihr Mana Den. I recorded timings for every spell over 4 years ago. How naive I was. And the recordings are quite shoddy looking compared to my standards today. Though, considering the lack of Populous beginning channels on YouTube, I could record this with my shoe and it'd still be the best available. But either way, the Mana Den has had some renovations. 20 Braves that have been neglected by the player will generate enough mana to charge one shot of invisibility in 2 minutes and 45 seconds, 99 Braves in 33 seconds, and 199 Idle Braves in 16.6 seconds. When the player wants to win the game, 20 Working Braves will generate enough mana in 44 seconds, 99 Braves in 8.6 seconds, and 199 Working Braves will generate enough mana to cast invisibility in 4.3 seconds.
We love Patron. We came to party rock. Everybody is on. Shots.
4 shots. There were 4 shots. You can cast invisibility on 24 followers within a moment if you have all 4 shots at your disposal. The wiki tells us that the spell range is 8. 8 range means an 8 tile distance, including the tile that the shaman is standing on, meaning we can shoot 2 of these 5 targets. It's the most common range for spells, and invisibility appropriately falls into this category. We know that invisibility wears off over time if the followers aren't affected by any other forces, and the wiki informs us that this is a 2-minute duration. With a little bit of testing, I can confirm this to be accurate. Oh baby, I love this part. What incantation does the shaman speak to cast this spell? Referring to the wiki, we're led to believe it's pronounced seɪ-tæn-kʒ? 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 To be fair, it's a bit ludicrous to have an incantation written down without any clues as to how it's enunciated. Where are all the squiggly letters that nobody understands? seɪ-tæn-kʒ. Pronounce seɪ-tæn-kʒ.
seɪ-tæn-kʒ. seɪ-tæn-kʒ. seɪ-tæn-kʒ.
It's about time we brought these incantations to life. How do you guys feel about it? Is it seɪ-tæn-kʒ or is it seɪ-tæn-kʒ? Discovered within a vault of knowledge on level 7, unseen enemy, the Chimera will be the first tribe to use invisibility against you on that same level. In the multiplayer world, you'll struggle to find a game with this spell available, as it is turned off by default, and the mere sight of this spell being on, or even being obtainable, can turn the most hardened Populous veteran into a quivering... coward? No. Wimp? No. Quitter? No. Cream puff? No. Ostrich? Yeah. Can turn the most hardened Populous veteran into a quivering ostrich.